Hello there. I just want to put this video out there to go through some of the basic inverter types. Recently we've had a lot of inquiries regarding predominantly adding storage to an existing system, and I feel that there's been quite a lot of back and forward, to and fro regarding customer not quite fully understanding what the different inverter types are. So I'm hoping this is going to be useful for our customers, but anyone else who's watching. So the main inverter types we're going to cover are grid tied, microinverters, hybrid and AC coupled inverters. So going back to basics, the most basic form of a inverter is a grid tied inverter. So essentially how that works is the PV energy that comes off your roof goes into your inverter. The inverter changes it from DC to AC, which then will supply the load in your house, and then any excess goes back to grid. So that one's called a grid tied inverter. Microinverter is something quite similar, where you've essentially got an inverter behind every single panel. It's actually quite a good system, quite safe as well. So acts pretty much the same way though. The energy captured goes into your home and then any excess goes off to grid. So there's no storage capability in those two inverters. So the inverter type that we are fitting mostly nowadays is a hybrid inverter. So what a hybrid inverter does is pretty much the same as a grid tied inverter. So your energy comes in off the roof, it will get used in the home first, but instead of going back to grid, it will then charge your battery, and then once the battery is charged, it then goes back to the grid. You can also charge that battery, you can force charge the battery, so you would do that typically with an EV charging tariff. So that's a hybrid inverter, so that's adding energy storage into your system. So going back to all the inquiries which people are looking to add storage. So if you're looking to add storage into an existing system, you could look to change your inverter to a hybrid inverter, but you can't always do that, especially if you're on the feed-in tariff, so you're not allowed to do that. You can do it sometimes if you've got a bi-directional feed-in tariff meter, however it's not always possible. So in my opinion, the best way to go about that is via an AC coupled inverter. So an AC coupled inverter allows you to charge and discharge a battery. So that way it will charge from your solar panels, but again also a bit like the hybrid, you can force charge that and then it will discharge as and when you need it. So that's me covered the four basic groups of inverters, and I hope that's been useful, and I think it will be useful to some of our customers certainly who've struggled recently. So thanks for listening. Any other questions and queries, get it down in the comments. Thanks very much. Bye bye.